Okay, good evening, everyone. And thank you for joining the Foundations School, the Foundations program. My name is Aryan. I'll be one of your MCs for the next 12 weeks or so. And we're delighted to have you all here joining us online from across Europe. We actually have 99 participants in total. So that's amazing. Thank you all for signing up. And as we begin, we'd like to encourage all of you to turn on your cameras so we can see your beautiful faces. And please change your name so we can see which team you're on. So put down your team number followed by your name, and that will help us to create the breakout groups later on. And also later on, we'll be doing some activities for which you'll require a pen and paper. So if you want to grab that now, that will help later on. So that's me. I'm one of your MCs, and I'll pass on to Ilmi.
Hi everyone, I am your other MC. Thank you so much, Arian. My name's Ilmi. I'm from the UK, and I just want to start off with a quick prayer. So if everyone could join me in prayer, that would be great. Dearest Heavenly Parent and true parents, thank you so much that everyone could be gathered here today and to experience and really develop themselves through this program. Hopefully they can gain all that they need to and feel more connected to our Heavenly Parent and to yourselves. And I pray this and all the names represented here are due. Great. So, as I said, I'm Ilmi, and Arian was just introducing beforehand. So now our first activity would be a world cafe. So, anyone knows what a cafe is? Show of hands. No. Some of you? Okay, fantastic. So, if Eugen could go on to the next slide. Fantastic. So we have 3 questions for you guys to think about. The first question would be, what do you believe is the essence of our movement? For example, what are our core values that we should be sharing with the world? The second question is, for you, what does it mean to be a unificationist? And number 3, what are the most useful tools in your life of faith? How can you encourage others to use these tools? So, for this, you would have to write down or think about and maybe have some music whilst we're waiting. Just a quick thing.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. I hope you could have some interesting discussions, start thinking about these big questions and the purpose of this foundation's meeting, this program. So feel free to continue these discussions later on. But for now, we will be hearing an introduction to what this program is about. And it is my honor to introduce a very famous couple, a blessed couple living in Israel. I'm sure many of you will recognize them. They do lots of good work for our European and Middle East region. So please give a huge virtual round of applause to Yavi and Vicky Bensby.
Hello, good evening. Thank you, Ariane, for introducing us, and welcome everyone. So good to see all of you, and thank you for deciding to join our program of foundations for the 3rd year. We're really excited to have you, and we will kind of go over the program for this year, and we'll also introduce ourselves. So once again, my name is Yaviel, and this is my wife Vicky. We are both living in Israel, and we also have a little coffee business. So if you guys enjoyed your World Cafe and you had a nice time sharing with each other, getting to know each other, so this is what we try to do every day in our coffee shop. We both got blessed actually quite recently in 2020, and just before COVID hit the world. So we are very lucky we could be blessed beforehand. And we would also like to introduce our team. So our team for this year is including many amazing brothers and sisters from around the world. We have Sarah Thomas together with us, taking care of the media and communication. She's from Croatia. We have Melissa, who is content coordinate team from Albania. We have Daniela Andruzzi, also content coordination from Italy. We have Sonia Reed, content coordination from UK. We have Ariane, who is our MC, together with Ilmi. And we have Katerina Bay from Germany, content coordination team. And also Eugen Pock decided to join our team very recently. He's our tech, so we're all very excited to have this first session of Foundation together with everyone. And this is our beautiful, amazing team. So let's all give them also a big round of applause for taking the time and effort to make this happen.
Okay, so maybe some of you might be wondering what is Foundations, but I hope you all know by now, since you all signed up quite a while ago. But anyway, previous years, it's been already now the third time we're doing it. And the previous years, the focus was more on leadership. This year, we really wanted to focus on our life of faith and on where we're at right now. That's why this program is a faith-based program to support all of you, or all of us, young unificationists, on our journey of faith and closeness to, of course, our Heavenly Parent and our true parents. So we really hope that throughout these 3 months, we can really go together through different topics that can really help us strengthen our life of faith. And yeah, we will tell more about that.
Just letting you also know that we started already working on this program since April. And yeah, we all put a lot of thoughts. What can be best for all of you, for young unificationists, first, second, third generation. We all want to strengthen our life of faith. For this year, we chose the motto of "I am rooted." If you all watched the movie Guardians of the Galaxy, they have this really cute little tree guy. Actually, he's starting off very big and then he shrunk later on. But he's always saying, "I'm Groot," right? So he knows his identity. He knows who he is, and he's very clear. We chose this motto of "I am rooted" because we also want to be clear in our identity. We want to be really grounded. We want to be aware of who we are. We are all sons and daughters of Heavenly Parents, right? So we want to explore together our identity, and we want to understand deeper the essence of our movement together with our brothers and sisters. We have assembled amazing brothers and sisters from around the world, especially Europe, to give each explanation about different aspects of our movement. So we want to deeper our essence and our understanding, and also we want to give practical tools for our life of faith. So each session we will have 12. Each session will be touching a different topic, whether it is about a true person, about a family, about our community, and we want to give practical tools for our life of faith, not just to be able to know who we are, but also to put it into practice. Yeah.
And okay, so what will we offer during this program? So most of you know as well, but we will be meeting once a week on Mondays from 8 to 10 p.m. Central European Time. It's always going to be the same Zoom link, so you don't need to look further. But we will be having, anyway, group discussions. We'll really try to go deeper into understanding and really receiving those practical tools. So all the talks, so all the sessions will be very practical. They will be always followed by an assignment, which that's why the second point says spiritual focus. We want to really offer that during this program, not only daily hunduke that we will be sharing in our WhatsApp groups, but also weekly small assignments to help you focus on what you have just learned throughout, so you can focus on it throughout the whole week. And then, of course, we would like to offer you companions of faith. And I think that's something we all need when we try to discover or go deeper into the essence of our movement. Companions of faith is a big essence or a big part of that. Our beloved brothers and sisters. So that's why all of us will be meeting in teams. We have at the moment 15 teams. We are actually 99 participants, so almost 100. And yeah, we just hope you can have a really nice time together with your teams, nice discussions. You'll be together for 3 months, so we hope you can maybe meet also more than just once a week. And especially, please also use the WhatsApp groups we have created. I think the next slide shows, yeah, you've probably seen that, or you've probably been added into a WhatsApp group that has this little picture on top. The first one with the blue background is our information chat. There we will be sharing all the kind of necessary information, links, updates, whatever practical things you need. And the second chat is for all of us to really inspire each other. And we would really love to see whatever, if you found a really nice Hundo kit that is inspirational, please share it in there. If you had something great happening during the day, share it there. If you had a new realization, that's a
If the
place.
session touched your heart, you can share it. Share what was amazing for you.
So let's really use that chat to inspire each other throughout these 3 months, and maybe even after that.
As well as we have an in-person retreat this year, so it's going to be physical. Most of the year we're going to meet online once a week, but it's really a nice opportunity to also get to know each other and meet. So we're preparing an in-person retreat. For this year, we're going to meet on November 10th until the 12th. It's going to be just for 3 days, a short weekend in Prague, Czech Republic. So most of you, as we have seen, are from Europe or around the region. So we try to make it very practical and convenient for all of you to be there. It's going to be really nice, and we'll have a few speakers and some activities, especially some challenge days waiting for you. So really exciting. The price is estimated between 100 to 120 euros. You will be able to pay once you are there physically. And it's really important that you all register before October 2nd, as we are preparing together with the hotel team over there. So they really need to know the exact number of participants we will have. So make sure you can register before October 2nd.
We will soon send out the registration. I think the MC will talk about that later, so you don't need to worry about it now.
So we're just really excited for all of you joining, and thank you once again. Let's make this time worth it and count, and really share with your families and teams, because we're all brothers and sisters from around the world. Let's make all of them feel comfortable. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Back to the MCs.
Thank you, Vicky and Javi. I'm sure everyone gained a lot from that. And I know we're going to gain a lot from the next person will be talking with us. So this person needs no introduction. I'm sure he's known to all of you, and some more close than others. But I think this person is ready to speak. Uncle Mike Balcom, are you ready to say some few words? Speak forever, hold your peace. Eugen, maybe you can assist Uncle Mike.
Okay, I think I'm unmuted now.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
it said
you can't unmute yourself, so you don't need to share the screen. Here I am. Good evening, everybody. I think maybe you don't know much about my father, so I'm going to start by talking about him. Not true father, but my physical father, whose name was Jeff, and he passed away about 13 years ago. And he was a civil engineer his whole life. Civil engineers, build bridges and roads and hospitals and dams. And on the day I was born, long time ago now, my father was stationed in Nigeria. I was born in Nigeria. And the day I was born, he finished a big project to build a bridge across a major river in Nigeria. And all day long, people were congratulating him. And he thought it was for the bridge. But when he got home, he realized, oh, actually, no, they were congratulating me because I had my first son. So maybe he wasn't the most involved of dads at that moment. But as a civil engineer, he really taught me a lot about foundations. And, I was reflecting this evening about the importance of foundations, particularly if you're a civil engineer. So, if you don't have the right foundation for a building, it will fall down. It may look beautiful, It may look magnificent. It may be the most attractive building in town, but without the right foundation, it will collapse. And we've seen that particularly tragically recently in our region, in Turkey and Syria, following the great earthquake earlier this year. But it applies, it's completely, let's say, objective. A bad foundation or the wrong foundation in Miami will cause a building to collapse just as much as a building in Turkey or Syria or Korea. So foundations are so important. And when we were building the new peace embassy in Albania a few years ago now, a lot of time went into preparing the foundation. In fact, for months, it looked like almost nothing was happening, just a bigger and bigger hole in the ground into which money was being poured at an alarming rate, with no sign of any superstructure coming up. But we knew it was important to get it right. And along the road, there were some difficulties. There was leaking, there was a flood, there was an earthquake at one point. But there's no shortcuts. You have to have a good foundation. And of course, it doesn't just apply to buildings, it even applies to God himself. I'm a bit of an astronomy fan, and recently I've been following some of the discoveries of the James Webb Telescope, looking back really to the very beginnings of the universe. And, I realized that God himself follows this pattern of creating a foundation first and then building things on top of it. And particularly this applies to the course of restoration. I mean, you have all studied the divine principle, and you'll all know that, it talks a lot about foundations, the foundation of faith, which essentially is our foundation, our connection with God. And this program in particular is designed to help strengthen such a foundation, to strengthen our faith, but also the foundation of substance, which has proved to be much more difficult, which is the relationships that we make with each other. Jesus expressed these two foundations in a different way. He said, the two great commandments are to love God and to love your neighbor as yourself. But it's the same thing. So if you don't have a foundation, then it's very likely that down the road, things are going to fall apart. And this is why God was so meticulous in trying to create a solid foundation so that when a big opportunity took place, it wouldn't be lost. True Mother talked about this a lot. A couple of weeks ago, we were in Korea with True Mother. Some of you here on this call were there. And she spoke a lot about, she invited us to think, how difficult was it for God that he took 4,000 years to prepare the foundation to send Jesus? And in reality, unfortunately, that foundation began to crumble even as Jesus was growing up. But still, God spent such a lot of time in trying to create the foundation. And then she went on to talk about her own mission and True Father's mission, and again spoke about the painstaking foundation that God had laid and prepared in Korea and around the world, knowing that the time was right, sending the true parents. God always chooses young people for his providence. I'm 67 now. I feel young, but I'm not. And looking at the people God has chosen to be champions of his providence, I mean, of course, True Father himself was 15 or 16, depending on how you count. Mother was 17. Jesus actually was called when he was 12. And, not just the great saints, but people like Joan of Arc, who was a teenager, King David, called as a young man, even the prophet Jeremiah, one of my favorites, because God told him, don't say that you're too young. He was probably a teenager when he was speaking truth to power to the whole nation and to other nations as well. So like it or not, the young people, every generation of young people is where God wants to make a foundation. And God will always be making foundations because the work of building and maintaining the kingdom is everlasting. It's ongoing. There'll always be a need for competent, capable people, but not just people with external talents. I mean, I can see the people on this call. There are many very qualified, well-educated, and well-trained people. But more than that, of course, God wants to know, do we have what it takes inside to keep going? A long time ago, I was inspired to make a video and a book about True Father's life, and I was looking for a title, and I settled on the title, A Determined Man, because I thought if you take away the things that are gifts from God, or even Father's calling or lineage to be the Messiah, in the end, it doesn't mean anything without determination. Otherwise, you know, if you give up, it doesn't matter how great your ancestors are, or how hard your parents worked, or, you know, the other people on your team. So keeping going, keeping determined is really such an important thing. I'm really happy that there's a new season of Foundations taking place. I think it's a great team that's been assembled. I'm sure they will say, and I will say it, you only get out of it what you put in. So this is a commitment to 3 months of participation, and also being available to others. You know, it's not just about I build my foundation, but how out of these 99 people can God assemble a team to do his new work in Europe? More than ever, I'm well aware that God and True Parents, True Mother in particular, are really anxious to see young, energetic people taking responsibility and being innovative. You know, there's many things about our community, our movement even, that need to be improved, need to be changed. Nothing wrong with that, as long as we're ready to roll up our sleeves and to get it done. So as you go through this course, I'm really hoping that you'll take note of things that God is calling you to change and to improve, thinking that when I've built this foundation, not just myself, but together with my brothers and sisters, then I'm going to do something that's going to make a difference. I think you all know that True Mother is hoping to visit Europe in March. So we want to really make a spectacular visit for her, not just flashy, but something that will really make a lasting impression on her. And she shared with us when we were in Korea, this is my last point, that she's very much looking for those who can be the peers and teammates of her own grandchildren, whom she's putting so much hope and expectation in. You know, they are mostly Hyojinim's children, a few others, and they're wonderful. They're not children anymore, actually. They're young adults. But they need to broaden their experience. Mostly they've been only in Korea, and Mother's well aware that they need experiences outside of Korea to complete their training and to give them, you know, a basis to lead, to be respected. And she said, you know, I'm really hoping that that could be Europe. So this team, this Foundations team, could in fact be the foundation on which those precious sons and daughters, grandsons and granddaughters can come here. And I believe that we can work together well. I believe that we can mutually do great things. So I think I'll finish there. I promised I wouldn't take up too much time. Once again, thank you so much for joining. I see a lot of my favorite people on this call, so I know you're in great hands. Thank you very much. You're all muted, so I hear nothing, but I'm going to assume that you're clapping. I'm actually in the middle of another meeting of trustees of the UK, so soon I'm going to have to move on.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mike. That was an amazing talk. You got me inspired for a program that I've been working on for months. I feel a lot more hopeful about it now. And yeah, I really like the points about how we need to take the time to lay a strong foundation and how we need determination. And actually, something I never heard before was that how the foundation of faith and foundation of substance can be compared to Jesus's 2 commandments of loving God and loving your neighbor as yourself. That was very interesting for me. So thanks for introducing that. And good luck with the trustees meeting. But for now, we'll get back to our activities for today, and we will be checking in on our lives of faith. So this is when you'll need that pen and paper that I mentioned earlier, and we will be looking at the following questions. So number one, which values from our movement do I cherish? And to what extent am I living aligned with my values and beliefs? And then we've got the following two questions where we want you to rate from 1 to 10 these different areas of your life. So 1 would be, not so good, not satisfied, and 10 is amazing, very satisfied. So we want you to consider how your health is, your studies, career, hobbies, interests, mental life, spiritual life, and looking at your relationships, your relationship with your family, your friends, heavenly parent, and true parents. So you've got 3 questions there, and we are going to spend the next 10 minutes or so reflecting on these questions. And I guess later on, when we go into our team discussions, you can share your thoughts and your answers. So please grab that pen and paper, and we'll spend the next 10 minutes reflecting.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Just write down your final notes, your final thoughts before the next activity, sorry. I'll just wait a couple of seconds for you guys to finish your thoughts. Alrighty, so thank you so much for that time. I know for me, it's really important to reevaluate certain questions, and these questions here are very important. And yes, very key to answering them with the most sincerity and integrity that you can. So talking about integrity and sincerity, our next activity is the team meetings. Woo! So these teams, you'll be with your teams for the next 3 months during the rest of the program. So it's really important to invest into them, also online and also through WhatsApp chats if you want afterwards and during the week. So everyone would receive a little bar at the top, so you can click into that, and the primary focus is to just share about what you've written down or what you thought about in that time when reflecting, and try kick it off with the right attitudes, and I'm sure it'll be great. So when you're ready, you can just go into the right team which you were assigned previously. Any questions, write in the chat and we will be more than happy to assist you. Cool. So carry on when you receive the notification. Yeah.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a great first team meeting, and over the next 3 months, you'll get to know each other even better. So thank you once again to all the team leaders for helping out, and thanks for participating in those discussions. Moving on, we will now be hearing from one member of the team, and that is Sonia, who will be running us through our goal-setting activity. So Sonia is a consultant to humanitarian organizations, and of course, a part and valued member of the Foundation's content coordination team. So let's welcome her up.
Hi everyone, nice to meet you. Last year I was actually an MC of the Foundation, so I'm happy that this year I've been promoted to give a 10 minutes goal talk. Yes, so there's a slow but sure career development going on. Anyway, some of you might be thinking like, oh, here we go, this is another goals talk, and others of you might be less familiar maybe with this topic of goal setting. But since one of the themes of the Foundations is to explore what our movement is about, naturally, we're going to have a goals talk and goal setting as part of that experience. It's pretty much up there in the league of taking group photos, although maybe not exactly as high. Anyway, all of you have some kind of a reason for joining and for signing up. Maybe that's connecting with people who have a similar background or values than you. Maybe you're seeking answers, or you want to deepen your relationship with God. Maybe you've been feeling disconnected from God or spirituality or of our movement, and you feel like you want to reconnect. Whatever it is that prompted you to sign up for the program, the next 3 months is an opportunity for you to do something about this, what you want to achieve. Maybe you also didn't have a clear reason exactly for signing up, but you felt like it could be a good thing for you. And of course, there might be some among you who were forced by your parents. But even if you didn't have a clear reason, hopefully the reflection was a chance for you to identify some of the areas that you might want to develop. So we really strongly recommend setting a goal to make sure that you get out of this program what you want, and also to make this time meaningful. So of course, we're meeting for 2 hours once a week, but this program isn't supposed to be something disconnected from your life. And that's the advantage of doing actually an online program, right? Because you still continue to work and to study and to live your life. And this program is supposed to support you in that, to support your life of faith and your inner life. So the goal is something that supports you beyond just the hours that you spend here, that we spend together on the screen. So we've been doing a reflection, which has given you a bit of a snapshot of where you're at. And it also will help to guide you where you want to go. When I did the same exercise of looking at the different areas of life a few years ago, and I asked myself these questions, I realized that actually I wasn't doing as good as I thought. So actually looking at this on the paper, I realized that, yeah, my career was doing well, but that was pretty much the only thing that was going well. So it's easy to get drowned into practical life and challenges of life. And this is an opportunity to just take a step back and see, how am I actually doing? So good for you for signing up for Foundations. And while Foundations focuses, of course, on life of faith, we believe in our movement that faith shouldn't just be theoretical, but practical. And so it's also pertinent to look at different aspects of your life, which is why they were part of the reflection question, and see how is your faith reflected in these different aspects? And how do you want your beliefs and your values to be reflected in your way of living? And sometimes when we do these reflection, at least I had this feeling that I'm moving around in circles. Like I already struggled with my relationship with God. I wanted to improve it 10 years ago, and here I am, and I still want to improve my relationship with God, for example, or whatever it may be. And what I realized about developing a life of faith, that is not something that you achieve at once and then you never have to get back to it again. In the contrary, it's actually something that we come back to again and again. And I realized that it's because when we grow older and we learn more about the world and about ourselves, what we learn and our experiences shifts our perspective of God and of our faith to something different from what it was before. And several times in our lives, we have to refine God, refine our life of faith. And a challenge in our faith can be that these experiences and what we come to know can seem irreconcilable with our beliefs and our faith, but that's actually not the case at all. I found that when you integrate these new experiences and shifts into your faith and relationship with God, then actually your faith can become something much more mature and deep than it was before, based on greater understanding and a greater wisdom. And also your relationship with God can become something much more deep and solid than before. So if you've experienced a shift in your perspective, the next 3 months is also a really great opportunity to integrate these experiences and the shift into your faith and to gain a deeper understanding of things. So when we talk about goal setting, of course, we're here focusing on internal goals. So that means setting an intention or an attitude, a habit, practice, or state that you want to achieve. It's important, though, that you're clear about where you want to get to, what you want to be, what you want to do, how do you want to feel. But also as important as setting the goals is how to get there. So to think, how can this course, for example, support you in your journey, or what can you do outside of the course to help you achieve that goal? I know that this is going to sound cheesy, but I really believe in conditions, and I think that conditions are underrated. I think that conditions can be really powerful when you have a clear goal and when you combine it together with reflection. That's also the experience of my husband, who is a very down-to-earth person. So it's a law of the universe, or principle as we call it, that when you invest into something sincerely, you get something back from it in one form or another. So conditions really work for different kinds of people. But it's up to you. If you want to set up a condition, then that's something that you can do also on the side to help you achieve your goals. Achieving your goals, though, isn't just about adding more things. It's also about reducing things and leaving some things out. So you can reflect, is there anything that's in your way of achieving your goal that you should maybe leave out or reduce in the next 3 months? It could be a behavior, for example, how you spend your time. Is that maybe a relationship that's maybe better put on hold? Or maybe it's a negative mindset or thoughts that limit you in achieving your goals. So anyway, we're on this journey together, and we have a team and also other people that we're here together with. So during the 3 months, your team also serves as a type of accountability partner that's here to support your goals, and also you're here to support other people achieve their goals. So what we're going to be doing next is to set a goal. Basically an overall goal of what you want to achieve during these 3 months. You can also think about, if you have time, how you want to achieve that, what you want to do to help you achieve that, and either adding things in your life or leaving things out in your life. There are also going to be weekly goals during this foundations that are going to be tied to the topics of each week, and those can help you explore different aspects of your personal goal. And you're going to be seeing some guiding questions as well on the screen, and those things can also help you set those goals. So we're going to be taking now 10 minutes to do some goal setting.
Thank you so much, Sonia. That was a really, really good talk. I gained a lot of points from that, me personally. So if you could go back to the slide screen, that would be fantastic. But yeah, really, really good talk. I haven't heard Sonia speak before, but I know that I took a lot from that. For example, when she mentioned the point about intention, the intention behind setting a goal, and also direction and action as well. And also in your teams having accountability partners, I think that's also quite important as well. Yeah, really, really good points. So the guiding questions that Sonia was talking about was, what attitude, habit, practice, or state do I want to achieve? That's the first guiding question. The second one is, what actions or beliefs do I need to let go of to achieve my goals? And the third one, what actions or beliefs do I need to add to achieve my goals? So we would take around 10 minutes to set these goals. These would be personal, so you won't go in your teams for this, I believe. So just take your pen and paper. I know I've got mine right next to me. So maybe just carry on your reflection from previous, and we'll reconvene in around 10 minutes. Any questions, just message in the chat. That would be great. Thank you. Alrighty. Okay, guys, so we will go to the next activity. Thank you so much for taking the time to invest into the activity. I'm sure it will go back. It will give back to you at the end of our program. So the next activity is our goal sharing. So this will happen as everyone. So it will be an anonymous declaration, one could say. So excuse me, everyone in this room will receive a link through the Zoom chat. Sarah just uploaded it now. So you can click on the link and it will go to a Slido page. It will open a new tab if you are on a laptop or a digital device. And what you need to do is go to chat and then to polls, and then it should be at the top of your screen on the top row, and then you can write your goals. So it will be anonymous, so you won't have your name next to it. So everyone will see what the goal will be. For example, you could put maybe read the DP every day, or you could put I don't know, like going on a walk maybe, or something. I know a couple of words, so you need to write a whole paragraph, maybe a sentence. So not too long, not too short, kind of in between. And we as a group can react to them on Zoom. So Eugen will share his screen and we will see everyone's answers popping up one by one, and we can all react by the Zoom chat. Or if you want, there could be someone similar with the same goal, and you could message them privately if you wanted to, saying, oh, why did you write your goal? You know, let me be your accountability partner, what Sonia mentioned in her talk. So if everyone could, oh, don't go to chat, but polls, yes, go to polls, and that would be great. So if everyone can click on that link and you can start writing your goals. As a reminder, it is anonymous, so no one will know. It's just a collective goal. Yeah, and maybe we could also, as a staff team, maybe put like a cloud maybe and see what the most common goal is, or a couple of the most common goals. I'm sure there are tons. Arian and I and the whole staff team, and I'm sure the rest of you guys are really excited to see what other people's goals are. So has everyone got theirs? Wow, already started. Fantastic. So I won't read all of them, but you can already see there are loads. Wow, it keeps increasing. My goodness. Understanding, improve, prioritization. Wow, big words. I think the main, no. Yeah, indicate. Wow, it keeps going.
I just want to know who put the ghost emoji there and what that actually means. But yeah, at the moment, it seems that faith and attitude are two key areas that lots of people want to work on. So that's good to see. People want to also let go of the past, work on relationships, sharing hearts with their parents, reflecting daily, lots and lots of good stuff. We've got some in the chat, mind and body unity.
Fantastic,
What a
Andrew. Keep them
classic.
coming. Discipline, realizations, unassigning true parents. Yeah, really, really important goals. Details, owners. That's important, I think, as well. I mean, all of them are really important. Begin. Oh, begin. Definitely foundation related. Yeah, I keep coming back to self-grounding. Really, yeah, I think Uncle Mike mentioned that in his talk, self-grounding and making the ground stable enough, the foundation. I remember him saying that. Yeah, we have about 5 minutes left for this activity, roughly. So if you need, or if you would like to, you can put more words into it. Yeah, and share with your team if you want afterwards.
And also, if you see some ideas from other people that you feel inspired by, why not write it down and copy their goals? We don't all have to have unique goals, right? We can learn from each other, be inspired by each other. I have to say the suspense is always building when I see someone's typing at the top. It's very exciting. I'm seeing find a job in the chat. That's a good recommendation for many people, I'm sure. I think for me, I'm doing this so that next year I can get that promotion Sonia was talking about. Hopefully next year, after proving myself as an MC, I'll be able to give a 10-minute talk at the next foundations. So that's a job I have in mind.
The ultimate promotion is to be tech. Eugen is at the top.
Oh, yeah, that's still a distant dream for me. I have to prove myself first. Thank you, Darren. You're my favorite participant already.
Actually, I think, guys, you can't write more than one goal with the link. So if you want to continue writing a couple words for your goal, you can write it in the Zoom chat back on our Zoom screen. It unfortunately won't be anonymous, as your name will come up. Please remain with your team name and your name next to it, but you can do that as well. yeah, just as a heads up for that. Thank you.
All right, I think we'll take just one more minute. Any last thoughts, you can pop them in the chat. But yeah, thank you for all of your contributions so far. Discipline, that's screaming out to me. So yeah, good luck with everyone who wants to be disciplined. I know that's very difficult. You've got to build up those healthy habits. And that's it. It's gone. I mean, if you still want to say something, feel free to share in the chat. But for now, we are going to move on to our conclusion and hear what our homework is for this week. So I'd like to hand over to Yavi and Vicky.
All right, thank you once again, Arian, and thank you everyone for sharing your goals. I wish you all the best and the luck for those amazing, beautiful goals we just saw. Just like Dr. Balcom said, you get what you put in. So if you put a lot of effort and investment into your goals, you will receive a lot of blessings in return. And I guess it's also our honor to give homework, just like Dr. Balcom usually does on his weekly prayer calls. So yeah, we wanted to support and kind of supplement your goal for the homework. So we wanted to create something beautiful that will support you. So we created this kind of a map that looks like Groot with our mascot. And so you can you have 3 questions and really reflect what is it that your goal that you want to do and accomplish, and it will grow beautifully if you water it with your effort and your passion and love. So if this session was not enough, we have more time to later on kind of pray about your goal and really reflect what is it you want to achieve through this program. And when you have a certain goal in mind, it's really helpful to listen to the later on upcoming sessions we will have and try to find kind of the answer or the puzzle that was hiding in that specific lecture. So we'll have many brothers and sisters sharing later on, and each one of them contains kind of a secret or a special talent, because we're all very different from one another. So if you can listen attentively, you can also find that perhaps a missing piece to your goal, and it will help you on. So yeah, take your time to fill it up. Hopefully you can even print it and put it somewhere above your computer or your desk, and it can kind of remind you what was your goal. And you can also, we recommend to share it with your brother or sister or someone accountable, like Sonia said, and that person can also later on remind you what is it that you wanted to gain. So yeah, put it up there, and it's very cute. So why not keep it somewhere close to you, right?
That's right. And if you don't have a printer, you can just redraw it, your own version of Groot, and there's 3 steps for your goal.
Yeah, so we wish you all the best, everyone. And yeah, this was our first session. I hope you all had a nice time getting to know your teams, your little families. I see a lot of faces here who are familiar to me, a lot of people who were in the pilgrimage in Korea. So I'm sure you all invested a lot in Korea. So if you can do the same here, even though it is online, you will gain so much. So really wishing you all the best, and yeah, passing back to you, Ariane.
Thank you, Yavi. Yeah, is that not the nicest looking homework you've ever received? I think we need to say a huge thank you to the team for designing such nice homework. I mean, I feel inspired to do this homework and I'm not even on a team. And I have to admit, the first time I saw it, I thought, why is step 3 at the top? But now it makes so much more sense because Yavi's explained that we will nurture these goals, it will grow. So we have to start at the bottom, we have to plant that seed, and as we nurture it, as the steps develop, we can grow our own little roots. So yes, thank you, Yavi and Vicky. And I just have a few last reminders before we leave. So here you can see a QR code, and we would like you, if you are available, to register for the retreat. And the deadline is fast approaching. You can see it is the 2nd of October. So please don't delay. Try to sign up as soon as possible so we can start to prepare the location and get back to you so you can prepare to attend. And very soon I'll be closing with a prayer, but I'd like to ask the team leaders to stay on for a little bit after we've said the closing prayer so that we can quickly speak with you. So thank you, everyone. Please don't forget to sign up for the retreat. Why not do it straight away? That way you can't forget. Wait for the prayer to end first. Once the prayer is done, then it can be the next thing on your agenda. So could everyone please join me in a prayer to close this call? Dear Heavenly Parent and true parents, I thank you that we could have this amazing introduction to the Foundations program. We're very grateful for all of the speakers today, especially for Dr. Mike and Sonia and the whole team for making this happen. And of course, to all of the participants for joining us and giving up their time to engage with this content and to commit to their growth and to strengthen our foundations as a community. So I pray that we can take this opportunity to renew our determination to grow spiritually, and that over the next 3 months we can support each other's growth and development. And I want to close this session now with you. Thank you for your support, and report this prayer on behalf of all my brothers and sisters here. In my name, Arian Isaac Rice, son of a blessed central family, are Jew. Okay, thank you, everyone. So I know it was a long call. Well done for making it to the end. And we will bid you farewell now. But of course, if you're our team leader, please stick around for a few more moments. But let's say goodbye to all of the participants. So thank you, goodbye, and see you next time.